what do you think YouTube wants? When I was a smaller creator, I genuinely felt the algorithm hates me or this is unfair.
People overcomplicate the algorithm.
Just think about it. Like, what do you think YouTube wants? I think YouTube just wants people to click on a video and watch it. That's how they get their ad revenue. Sure, comments, likes, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they want you to click, watch a video, click, watch a video, and just do that as long as possible.
People overcomplicate the algorithm.
If people are clicking your video more than they click other videos and they're watching it longer than they watch other videos, as simplistic as that is, that's what YouTube wants.
Step one is it more ethical? You know, all that stuff, obviously. But then after that, it's just, will people click on it? Can I make an entertaining 15-minute video that people will watch like over 60% of? That's really it. That's really it.
With the videos I was making when I was a smaller creator, I genuinely felt like, you know, the algorithm hates me or this is unfair. But I just wasn't making content that deserved to get views. I don't know a nice way to put it. So I'm glad I'm talking about myself, because anyone else I'd feel bad. If I wasn't retaining a viewer, just why would it make sense for you to promote it? Like, why would you promote a 10-minute video that people watch on average a minute and a half? It just doesn't make sense. But it's very hard right off the bat to know what makes a good video, how to hold a viewer, how to get them to click.
I'm pretty accurate at this point, but at the beginning I wasn't. And it took years of just fine-tuning what works.
A few weeks ago, I met MrBeast.
No matter what a title you have, it literally can always be better. Anyone can clickbait, but do you actually deliver on it?
Your titles and thumbnails, I think, are the most irresistible.
No matter what a title you have, it can always be better. It literally can always be better. And that's why I want second and third and fourth opinions.
A few weeks ago, I met MrBeast. I showed him some of the footage from this video. MrBeast took one look at it, and he said to me, "That's a banger." Clearly, he knew that this was going to be a video that would take off. You might have noticed that the thumbnail borrows from his work with cereal and Orbeez, and I told him that I was thinking about calling it something like Throwing Shade Balls, and he was like, no. He suggested, why are there 96 million black balls on this lake? But it just goes to show how important the title and thumbnail are.
Unsuggested on phones, thumbnails are really small. So like people are editing thumbnails full blown on their computer. And when you shrink it down, you can't see all these little things. Making the thumbnail's a little more brighter. Never put text in the bottom right.
I've been waiting for this day for years. The thumbnail's just your face with your hand. I don't really know what you're going for, so just out the bat from the Clickbait, as a viewer, I'm not really enticed. I'm more confused, which is something a lot of people mistake. Like, confusion doesn't make people want to click. So many people make a title like a little vague or confusing and thinking like, oh, the viewer's going to click to want clarification, but more often than not, the video below it is just an accurate, not confusing, good video, and they just click that one.
A lot of creators think click-through rate is just like the title and thumbnail and did they click it, but a lot of it too is, did they enjoy your last video? If someone watches a video of yours and they loved it, you can bet the next time you're recommended, their chance of clicking is a lot higher. Like, I loved that last one, so I want to watch the next one.
Anyone can clickbait, but do you actually like deliver on it? Like, we say we put 100 million Orbeez in the backyard, we put 100 million Orbeez in the backyard. Even if it's like brutal, I mean, we're talking like months that video is in the work, but we deliver.
Sometimes you literally talk for a minute. Why do you do that?
Just say, we're going to put 1 million Orbeez in this pool.
We purposely use bad cameras.
Have a good hook at the beginning. The simplest thing, just tell them why they should watch it. If you're putting 1 million Orbeez in a pool, don't start the video with you shopping for your mom's birthday present. At the beginning of the video, just say, we're going to put 1 million Orbeez in this pool.
Some of your intros sometimes are a little long. Sometimes you literally talk for a minute. Why do you do that? That has to be horrible for retention.
Shorter intros.
With editing, cut out all dull moments, try not to over-explain things. The camera just sits on me and I'm just talking for 20 seconds. It doesn't hold retention as well as me talking and other footage popping up. If somehow you could have a payoff at the end, more people are going to watch to the end just to see what happened. I feel like viewers genuinely notice when you go the extra mile.
Even if it's like halfway in a video, if there's just a 10-second clip that took you like 20 hours to film, like, people recognize that. Viewers aren't stupid. They can tell when you like really put in effort, and like if they can tell you're putting in a lot of effort, they're going to be more likely to click on future videos, and that snowballs. And because once you build that trust, they get to a point where it doesn't matter what you upload. They just know it's high effort and they just know it's great, and they're just conditioned just to watch because you have a good track record.
For most people, they could spend 100 days uploading videos every day, get 10,000 views a video, or they could just sit down, come up with a good video, and just get 1 million views in a week. I helped one of my friends pull like 10,000 views a video. I was like, I gave him an idea, and he filmed it, and I was like, that's garbage, refilm it, and then garbage, refilm it again. And third time he filmed, and then he uploaded and it got 8 million views. And his channel like 10x in subscribers.
When I first started, I got 100,000 subscribers with an iPhone. And this is an iPhone 5 that recorded in 30 FPS, terrible quality. So as you guys know, like, equipment's never an excuse.
We purposely use bad cameras so it feels more real. I think 4K looks like, you're a TV show. Money doesn't equal content. I don't think that the more I spend, the better it is. But I do think the more you spend in a strategic way, the better it could be if it's done right, which is how we look at it. We're not just spending to spend. We're putting our brain into it.
Anyone, if they did this, it would have gone viral. I usually don't do seasonal content. There's a big misconception that controversy and negativity is the only way to get clicks.
Idea is a big part of the video. If you're spending 24 hours in a corner, that's just not as entertaining as spending 24 hours in a jail cell. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, like, the only difference there is the idea. It's not the content. It's what you formulated beforehand.
Obviously, a lot of it is just in the ideas. Like, anyone, if they did this, it would have gone viral. The idea does make the difference between, like, if you're averaging 2 million views a video, you could get a video that gets 10 million views if you just had the right idea. So if you know why it's that important, you have to study that type of stuff. I like to, like, flip through a dictionary, and, like, I was flipping through it and I saw the word prison, and I was like, just go to prison, so that's one method. There's tons of methods.
My brainstorming is just like getting as much data as possible and as much stuff and having people collect it and hand it to me, and then I just look at it and I just see what pops in my head and see how it inspires me. I mean, honestly, we have hundreds of video ideas.
If you spend an hour a day thinking of ideas, it's pretty hard to not expect your channel to do better.
There's a big misconception that controversy and negativity is the only way to get clicks, because, like, that's how it is in media for the most part. Like, they don't want good stories, they just want bad things. But I think on YouTube it's different and people just haven't realized it. Like, positivity is just as clickbait as negativity. I usually don't do seasonal content. Usually I try to do videos that just can go viral forever, just constantly get views. Like, it's just clickable, watchable videos no matter how long. And that's where putting a lot of money and effort into videos really pays off, because the long tail obviously is way better. Do things that people want to watch. I mean, if things work, like, I did like 15 Twitch donation videos. People liked it. People are enjoying it. We're helping people. It's, it's all around just a good thing. Don't milk a series too hard. Keep it fresh and always try to introduce things here and there. And then if it works well, take it and run with it for a little bit and introduce something else new. The goal is to be entertaining and engaging to the audience. Typically, switching things up works best. A lot of people think that, like, it's just a little boom and then a YouTuber falls off. But I do believe if you innovate and stuff like that, you can remain relevant for a long time. I've had so many people that I look up to that inspire me.
If you're not improving, you're dying.
Like, how do I feel about people copying me?
A lot of what I know and what I've gone over, I wouldn't know without other YouTubers. So I would constantly spam like a dozen YouTubers a day. And, like, the first few people that I finally got in contact with, I learned so much off of, and they helped me understand how to make an entertaining video and stuff like that. Round 12, I watched Woody's Gamertag. I used to watch his Call of Duty videos. I've had so many people that I look up to that inspire me. I look up to PewDiePie a lot because he's very humble and stuff. I can name a lot of creators. It's just everyone, really. Like, how do I feel about people copying me? Like, my initial response is to be like, those guys. But at the same time, like, you gotta realize, like, it's a little hypocritical. I've taken inspiration from other people. I just studied top people, just about everyone.
For me, the biggest difference is I met a group of like 3 or 4 people, and we just started having daily masterminds, and we were all sub 10,000 subscribers. And every day we would roast each other's videos. We'd study things. That's all we did. Like, we one time literally had an 18-hour phone call studying YouTube. That's how obsessed we were. And then we all magically hit 100,000 subscribers around the same time. Like, we all grew together because when one person learned something, we shared it with each other. But I would say mentorship would be much more effective. Like, if I talked to myself 5 years ago, I could tell myself 5 years ago how to be where I am now in like 2 years instead of 5. If you're not improving, you're dying. I firmly believe that.
Don't be afraid of data. I'd advise you just start off by looking at your average view duration. You can literally see a line graph of where people click off. So if, like, your videos are like this and every time you sneeze, you lose 20% of your viewership, cut out the parts where you sneeze, or just identify things like that. Sometimes it's not as obvious, but just wherever viewership, leaves the video, just make notes why and just try to correct it. I would start off by doing that and then familiarize yourself with other data points.
What's important is click-through rate, average view duration, average view percentage, or just relative retention.
It's just knowledge. If you're on a 3-year journey, how can you shrink it to a 1-year journey by studying YouTube videos 3 times as much every day, or getting a better quality source of YouTube information? What are you studying, or how are you improving? How are you practicing? There's logical ways to go about it, just like with everything else. Just most people don't, and they usually just kind of make the same average videos over and over again, don't really improve much, don't study much, just train and be relentless. People train to be doctors for 6 years.
I literally gave up my entire teenage years before I was 13 till after I was 19, so my whole teenage years were grinding on YouTube. And then other people grind for a year or 2 years or even 3 years, and then they don't make it and they complain, and it's like, I mean, you're just kind of scratching the surface, you know, like you gotta put in more hours.
Anyone can make a good video with the knowledge I have in my head. Knowledge is power.
You gotta at least semi-enjoy what you're doing.
You can be motivated by more than one thing.
When you're so hyper-passionate about something and like no one around you is, you just feel like a giant outcast. Find something you like because you have to like it. If you're not doing something that's just inherently fun to you, you're just quit. Just give up. You gotta at least semi-enjoy what you're doing, or you're gonna quit long before it gets to the point where it brings in money or whatever else could be driving you.
Make a list of what you enjoy and what you don't, and then find ways to outsource what you don't, so you genuinely have fun making videos. If I don't enjoy something and it's causing me to go crazy, I have other people do it.
The biggest struggle for most of my life has been finding people that are as passionate about YouTube as me. And people would tell me all the time, they'd be like, you're too obsessed. They'd be like, there's things other than YouTube. When you're so hyper passionate about something and like no one around you is, you just feel like a giant outcast. It was like when I was around 18, I started to meet other YouTubers that were like equally as obsessed. And I just started spending literally 12 to 15 hours a day talking to other smart YouTubers as opposed to just average normal people. That made me feel uncomfortable for how obsessed I was with YouTube. That was when everything changed for me. When I'm in the zone, I'm just kind of like in the zone. I just want to focus on work.
You can be motivated by more than one thing. I'm motivated because I want to support my mom and my family. I'm motivated because I want to employ my friends and help them. I'm motivated because I want to help other people. I'm motivated because I want to be a YouTuber. I mean, I feel like that's another misconception. You can have lots of things that drive you.
I just mentor people because it's fun.
I enjoy YouTube because I like the personalities. You get to know people and like you just connect with them, and it's most of the time pretty real.
I didn't really have like an end goal, and it always made me feel weird. It's like I'm devoting my life to like make YouTube videos, and the result I have make money, but it's like, what's the point? And then I did that video where I gave a homeless man 10 grand, and I started doing other videos where I help people, and like, yeah, this makes me feel good. It's like I'm kind of happy, and if I had to choose between doing content that goes viral or doing content that goes viral while also helping people, I was like, I'd rather do the one that also just helps people, because why not? When I'm older, I just want to take all the money I make throughout my life, and I want to just do as much good as possible, because why not? What's the point? You don't take the money with you when you die. To me, that's just like a world where I make a bunch of money and I don't help people and then I die, or a world where I make a bunch of money while helping people and then give it away and help people and then die. Like, the latter one just seems a little cooler. Like, I'd just rather live that life.
The videos were getting bigger, but the uploads were going down.
You could literally just say one mean thing to them, and then they turn around and make a video and ruin your career.
And if you're not on that, you just don't exist.
From the day one, when I created my channel, every dollar I made, I put back into my channel for like 8 years straight. I'm controversial free. I'm not allowed to give input. Give me your brand money. I want to grow without drama. Let's move on to something else. It is political, and politics never do well. But that's the thing. Like, if you brainstorm enough and have enough ideas, you don't have to pick the controversial one. You have plenty of ones that aren't controversial that go just as viral. I hit a point where the videos were getting bigger, but the uploads were going down. I just started hiring people. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know any legal stuff. I just went to all my friends. I was like, you want a job? And then every month after that, I brought on a new employee, and I did that for 2 years.
You gotta go to your roots and like hire people you know. Because like, you're getting a random guy in LA, like you could literally just say one mean thing to them, and then they turn around and quit and make a video and like ruin your career. The loyalty's huge. I edited like my first like 800 videos myself, and I remember like thinking, no one will ever be able to match my style, all that other crap everyone says. But then you get an editor and it's like, I was stupid. Because like, you could put that time into making your next video. That's what I tell every YouTuber that edits their own videos. When you get a new editor, you just want to, the first video they edit, you just literally want to sit behind them and watch them and just critique them. And you want to do that a few times. And after a while, they just get the rhythm of your style. If you just do like a couple reviews before they go live.
People come to channels for certain things. I can't do gaming videos on my MrBeast channel because majority of them probably don't play Minecraft. So if I did gaming videos there, it just wouldn't make sense. It'd fragment the viewership. It would hurt our returning viewers. Same thing with reacts. All that stuff doesn't belong on the same channel. I do think like in 2 years, there'll probably be 10 plus MrBeast channels. Short channels are horrible for money, but I think it's perfect for just growing your audience. It's fun and it's a little bit of a hedge. Like if short form does keep blowing up and growing, there's a lot of people that watch Twitch religiously that don't even know I exist. XQC, like they think he's like the biggest person ever, you know, because he's large on Twitch. And like there are a lot of people who only watch YouTube that have no idea that XQC exists. Same thing with every medium. Like, you want to at least be involved in some way, because everything has these subset of people that like 90% of their social media is on that thing. And if you're not on that, you just don't exist on the planet to them. I would not be able to do a lot of the earlier videos we did, or even a lot of the current ones in California, just because land's so much more expensive there. Also, not as many people harass you here, whereas in Hollywood, paparazzi and all that other stuff. I'm grateful. Yeah, if I had to do it again, I would pick a place like this that's a little more remote than like a big city, which is counterintuitive to what a lot of people would tell you.